Shri A.W. Ravi Bernardo.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, I rise to share the concern of this august House about the terrible drought our country is facing and to request the government to take remedial measures on a war foot and take a long-term measure to mitigate this recurring natural calamity. Agriculture sector contributes 17% to our GDP, employs about 60% of the labor force, and provides around 11% of the total exports. And we depend heavily on rainfall to feed the 1.3 billion fellow citizens. Over 68% of the agricultural area in India is considered to be vulnerable to drought. Agriculture sector faces greater risks and uncertainty than any other sector of the economy due to highly unreliable climatic factors. The drought is one of those factors which adversely affected agriculture and livestock. This recurring climatic risk directly affects farmers and their incomes. As per the warnings of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the El Nino effect over the Indian subcontinent will be severe this year. And this is nothing new to this ancient country. An analysis of 100 years of rainfall data reveals that the frequency of below normal rainfall in arid, semi-arid, and sub-humid regions, which are mainly in the peninsular and western India, is 54 to 57%, while severe and rare droughts occur once in every 8 to 9 years in these areas of the country. We shall keep this fact in mind as we discuss ways to mitigate this year's drought. Economic data about the nationwide drought in a typical drought area like this year should push us towards a permanent arrangement to meet drought conditions. In a typical drought, the total loss in rural employment due to shrinkage of agricultural operations was estimated at 1,250 million man days. The estimated loss of agricultural income was around rupees 50,000 crores. We were producing 40% of our electricity from hydroelectric stations in the early 60s. And now it is about 15% in a normal year due to the lack of availability of water. Deficit rainfall alone cannot be called as drought. It is generally classified into three kinds. One, meteorological drought, which is deficiencies in rainfall compared to the average mean annual rainfall in an area. Number two, agricultural drought, which is insufficient soil moisture to meet the needs of a particular crop at a particular point in time. And three, hydrological drought, which is deficiency in surface and subsurface water supply. And slowly, India is facing all these three classifications of drought regularly, nationwide, repeatedly. The principal cause of drought may be attributed to the erratic behavior of the monsoon. A host of other reasons, mostly man-made, aggregate drought. The rapid depletion of forest cover is also one of the reasons for water stress and drought. Natural calamities like drought should be dealt with a comprehensive and holistic manner for ensuring economic security and livelihood of the people. A drought-like situation adds to the difficulties of a water-starved state like my state, Tamil Nadu. Honorable Madam Chief Minister Amma Jayalalitha declared the state as drought hit in 2012-13 and excluding Chennai, all other districts were provided with massive drought relief. Around 21.42 lakh farmers were given drought relief of rupees 2,022 crores by Honorable Amma. First time in the country, farmers were given drought relief of such a huge proportion. And this year, 2014-15, Madam Chief Minister Amma's government has sanctioned rupees 681 crores for tackling drinking water problem alone. Amma has been conducting series of review meetings to oversee drought relief programs. Amma's government has initiated a multi-pronged scheme to supply fodder. Government of India should come forward to enhance the drought relief programs of Honorable Amma's government in Tamil Nadu. Drought mitigation measures should be launched on a war footing and in a sustainable manner and not as a crisis management or firefighting short-term activity. Groundwater recharging should get top priority. Drought-resistant, high-yielding crop varieties should be used. We can take some ideas from countries like Israel. Israel is more than 2/3 desert, but Israel does not have water problem. They use technology to solve it. In recycling, in desalination, in deep drip irrigation, and so on. These technologies could be implemented at least in a few selected states initially, and the center should provide adequate funds for the states which are keen in adopting these technologies. Desalination on a major scale will provide big relief. Israel is also leader in recycling water. Today, over 80% of Israel's purified sewerage water goes back into agricultural use. Considering the role livestock plays in the livelihood security of small and marginal farmers, government should create cattle conservation program nationwide. Our emphasis has to be more towards simple technologies to harness rainwater. Honorable Madam Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu launched a vigorous rainwater harvesting program in 2002. And recently, Honorable Prime Minister of India acknowledged in the Parliament the wisdom of such a unique program. Every village in India can be rendered drought-proof.
Mr. Rabi, we have to conclude.
Every village in India can be rendered drought-proof and its water needs met if rainwater is captured during good monsoon years and stored in tanks or used to recharge groundwater. Through the traditional wisdom, through simple technologies, through the able guidance of Honorable Amma, through a compassionate approach towards the humble farmer, let us together face this drought and save the nation. Thank you, sir.